He's getting older.
Pour some sugar on me!
Oh, hit the full button!
But not wiser.
Everybody has affinity for
This
cock.
is the Lefty Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the Lefty Show. I am your host, Lefty. Glad to be here with all of you today. Monday. Happy Monday. Start of another great week, I hope, for all of you. Monday, the 15th of September, in the year of our Spaghetti Monster 2014, for episode number 89 of The Lefty Show. I thank you all for sharing the show with friends, family, and coworkers. It helps the show grow. Try it out for yourself. Available wherever you get your podcasts for your PC, mobile device, or tablet, Android or iOS. It doesn't matter. Just search The Lefty Show wherever you get your podcasts, and you'll be sure to find us there. Subscribe to the feed, download all the episodes at your leisure. Thank you to everybody for watching on YouTube. YouTube.com/LeftyOX is where you can find the show in its YouTube formation, as well as gaming and vlogs and all that kind of stuff there. YouTube.com/LeftyOX. Thank you to everybody for following me on Twitter at Lefty643, as well as donating. I'm raising.com/643 productions to help out the show in that way. We've got some big news, and I'm not going to tease it for later. We'll get right into it. We will talk about the big news of the weekend. The big news of the day is that it has been made official that Microsoft has bought the studio behind gaming powerhouse Minecraft. The game Minecraft, the studio is Mojang, bought by Microsoft for a reported $2.5 billion. So I believe $1.5 billion British pounds, I saw. $2.5 billion is the price tag for the studio Mojang, and of course, along with it comes the IP Minecraft. And this is big news in many respects. There's many reasons why this is big news for the gaming community, for really the Minecraft community in general, because Minecraft is much larger than, say, just the community we're used to, say, on YouTube in the gaming space. There are many, many, many people who play Minecraft, upwards of 50 million copies sold already, 50 million in sales of the game Minecraft to this date. A lot of people who play Minecraft on their mobile device, you know, the Minecraft mobile app is one of the top apps in both respective Android and in iTunes app stores. There are a lot of people who play Minecraft and who play Minecraft religiously, who will never touch, never watch YouTube videos. You know, we'll never go to Hypixel or watch, I don't know, whoever big, huge Minecraft YouTubers are. They'll never go. They found the game for $6.99 on the Android store, the iTunes store, and they play it when they're on the John at work or in study hall, or God, if I had, just brief aside, you know what, kids listening today, you have no idea how easy it is for you guys to slack, which I guess could be something that's commendable about society today. Everybody likes to, myself included, everybody likes to give a load of coal to the younger generation. You got it so easy, this and that. But I got to hand it to you because, with the age of smartphones, I've got I've got a tablet. I've got a smartphone, and everybody's got a smartphone now. When I was a kid, clamshell phones were just becoming a thing. When I was in, junior high and high school, clamshell cellular phones were just becoming a thing. Color screens on cell phones. Like if you had a BlackBerry, whoa. The Blackberries are some incredibly expensive device. But now everybody's got an iPhone. You may be a generation or two old, but everybody's got a phablet or a tablet or something, and you use them all in schools now. And I can't believe that schools completely universally outlaw the use of them, because there are many educational purposes that that technology can be used for. So I got to hand it to you, younger generation, that you have at your disposal anytime you want. You can be slacking off. Screw this. Screw you, teacher. Teach. I'm gonna be playing Minecraft. I've got this new app. I'm gonna be playing this. I'm gonna be browsing news. I'm gonna be browsing sports scores if that's what you're into. But you can go to Pornhub. But you still show up to class. You still, apparently do the work. I'm not aware of any pending doom with failure rates in primary and secondary schooling. So you have this ultimate technology that I never had. Because, oh my goodness, the amount of times that I read the paper. Do you even know what a newspaper is anymore? You know how many times I read the paper in study hall? And it got to the point where I got to study hall a little bit later, so all the good sections of the paper were gone. I ended up reading Jet magazine. There's nothing written for me in there. Nothing. I don't identify with anything, but I was just thumbing through it. Oh, it was okay. But if I had, my smartphone in college, I finally got an iPhone, is when the iPhone came out. And I got a poker app, and I played that in lecture when I got bored, which actually explains a lot. But that was as far as it got for me. Now everybody's got a smartphone. Everybody has access to the Apple or the Minecraft app. They play it all the time. Video games on my phone. When I was a kid, you had mobile gaming wasn't a thing. You had Bejeweled. That's all you had. You had Bejeweled. That's what you got. That's it. That's the only thing. And then Candy Crush came out and basically bogarted that style. And they're like, oh, it's ours. Trademark. It's like, dude, you're just a Bejeweled ripoff, man. I was playing that on the toilet in 10th grade. What are you talking about? So, you have the Minecraft app. Everybody's probably got the Minecraft app. I don't, because I'm not a big Minecraft guy. But you don't play it. You seem to know, at least when it's reasonable, for you to, one, pay attention, or two, when it's Yaha time. You can, go around here, play this game, do all those things. So, props to you, younger generation. You're not screwing up as much as everybody thinks you are. So anyway, back to the topic at hand. Minecraft, or Studio Mojang and intellectual property Minecraft sold to Microsoft. Lots of M's going around. Minecraft, Mojang to Microsoft. $2.5 billion. And that now belongs to Microsoft. And reports say Microsoft has said that by the end of this fiscal year, which is next June of 2015, Microsoft says, as a result of this sale, that they hope to break even by June of 2015. That's what their market research tells you. That's what they've said. Because 50 million copies sold. How many more copies could possibly be sold? Well, one thing, they're still at the top. There's still a lot of people. You get a new device, you got to buy it again. You get a new device, you got to buy the Minecraft app again. It's $7. All right. There we go. On top of that, they've got licensing. There's many, the new Minecraft merchandise is rolling out all the time. And there's the private server pay-to-win model possibility. There's no doubt in my mind that Microsoft is going to try to find a way to cut in on that, whether it entails exacting a big royalty fee from all the pay-to-win kind of servers. Are they paid? I don't even know. That's what everybody calls them. Pay to win. The private servers, Hypixel, the other stuff. The Creatures got one, I think. The Crew. I don't. But those people make a lot of money, and they've got very little overhead. It's not like they have to necessarily pay for the things that they're selling you. It's just a bucket of zeros and ones that they sell you that are just created, copied, and sold ad infinitum. And they got to pay for servers and bandwidth and stuff. but that's, relatively speaking, very low overhead for a cottage industry. And they make a ton of money. A ton of money. You know, some servers, it's as high as, you know, you want the highest rank they give you. You want the shiniest and brightest VIP pass. It's upwards of $500. And people pay. And they just, yeah, sure, here you go. Because I like this experience. I like what it gives me. And I like what I can do. So a lot of people have showed that they are willing to pay a lot extra. They'll pay whatever it costs, $29.99, $25.99. They'll pay whatever for the Minecraft client, but then they'll pay sometimes 10 times that or more for the continued experience. And a lot of people have carved out a nice income from themselves in that cottage industry. But now here and to this point, Mojang under the stewardship of Notch has been kind of hands off. Some stern words exchanged here and there, but nothing ever really happened. A couple months ago, there was a snafu about Notch saying, "Oh, we're really going to force the end user license agreement," which pretty much explicitly states that you can't do what private server owners are doing. And they said, "Oh, we're gonna enforce that. Damn it, we're gonna take you down." Well, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't started happening, but that's Notch. That's I'm just kind of a hippy dippy weatherman game indie developer guy. This is Microsoft now. They're gonna want their cut. At the very least, Microsoft couldn't give a crap less about player experience. I mean, Notch tried to wrap his outrage at the play-to-win model in player experience, and we're a friend to the player. Okay, all right, whatever, Notch. Sure, whatever you say, big fella. Bull crap. You just want your cut. Microsoft will just take it. They'll say, "This is ours now. We are taking this. We are either going to shut you down or you're going to give us 60% of your income, 70%, something huge, and they can demand it, and they'll get it. They will get it because they are Microsoft. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? We're going to not update. I saw on a forum a couple months ago, somebody said, "Well, we can just not update to the newest version of Minecraft and just everybody will play on that." Good luck. Let's see. Who do you think may have better attorneys, Notch and Mojang or Microsoft? Microsoft's going to come get you. So if you're an owner of a private Minecraft server, you got to be sweating a little bit, because heretofore you've had this great cottage industry. You've had this great business model. It's made you a lot of money. You had to pay nothing to the owner of the IP from which you profited directly. Not just I sold ads against videos that I created on it. No. I'm selling the digital things that this engine owned by somebody else creates, and I'm selling it for real money, and it's all mine. I give you nothing. Screw you. La 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 la. I get nothing. I'm giving you nothing. That's been your business model up until now. All right. Well, now Microsoft's in the game. And at the very least, they're going to want their cut. The question becomes then, in the best case scenario, they want their cut. Worst case, they want to make their servers, the pay-to-win servers, all their own and not yours, because they want to keep it entirely in-house. Not even just collect a royalty fee. Just screw it. We're going to shut down all your servers and then make up our own. That's worst case scenario. And Microsoft will just do it. You are hereby shut down. And it will get to a point, I guarantee you, if it ever comes to that, it will get to a point where Microsoft attorneys go to where the servers are physically located in those data centers with a court order, get the sheriff, and make the owners of the data center shut down the physical server, disconnect it, do whatever they got to do. It'll get to that. Microsoft's not afraid to litigate to that extent. You can, do this and that with Mojang and kind of, punch and dodge, and you stick around, stick and move. Can I dodge this punch, dodge that punch? Nah. Microsoft is the new sheriff in town. And the question becomes then, if they want to exact a royalty fee from Minecraft servers, from private Minecraft servers, then you're sweating if you're a server owner as to how much. Well, gee, what are they going to want? And honestly, if you're a pay to win server owner, I don't think you really have any room to bitch about whatever number they say. Whatever number they say. It could be 99.9% of your income. We want that because it's ours. It's our intellectual property. It's our game engine. You are profiting directly from this game engine. You are essentially reselling our game engine. No more of that. None of that. And I have a hard time thinking in my head how a server owner could rightfully bitch and moan and cry and well, the gravy train has been rolling since you figured this all out. Since Minecraft multiplayer became a thing and private servers were able to be added and created and everybody was able to access them. Ever since that was a thing, you've had the gravy train business model. Now it might be coming to an end. And I got a hard time feeling bad for you because, okay, well, you had this great thing. You profited from it. You protected it as best you could. You made a lot of money. You enticed, as much as people like to dispel the, we're enticing children to get mommy and daddy's credit card. We don't do that. There's so many click through. No. I mean, they love it when little Dylan or Cody or Tucker. Hi, Tucker. When little Tucker gets mommy's credit card, that's what they want. They want mommy's credit card by way of Tucker, especially if mommy's got enough money where she just signs it away. Whatever, fine, little Tucker's having fun. Here you go. Because then Tucker will buy whatever the hell they want. It's the same thing with Candy Crush. They love that. App developers, mobile game developers love the idea of children gamers with the financial backing of their parents. With the financial backing of, here you go, you can spend money on these games, on your own entertainment. Here you go. They love that. And of course it extended to Minecraft server owners. Of course they love that. They absolutely love it. And chargebacks? Good luck. So you've had this great model. It's been working well, and kids get their stuff and they're happy and they play. Is it overpriced? I have no idea. I'm not an economist. I don't know. But people, the price is what the price is. People pay it and they have fun and they keep coming back. And you've been making a lot of money for a while. Well, now there's a new owner, and the new owner is entitled to say, well, I'm the new owner of this thing. I'm not on the hook for the crap that Notch got himself into, because Notch may have gotten himself into, you didn't enforce the end user license agreement swiftly enough or broadly enough. So that, and the other part of the end user license agreement are iffy at best in terms of being able to be enforced upon server owners. Microsoft doesn't have that problem. Now Microsoft gets a clean slate. Clean slate. They don't have to worry about Notch. It's not their problem what Notch did or didn't do, and when he knew it, when he didn't know it, when he did it or didn't do it. They don't have to worry about that anymore. Microsoft now can come in and go, guys are making a lot of money for something that you pay nothing to us for. Nothing. Oh, we drive sales. Kiss my black ass, because those sales come right back to you in the form of people buying stuff. You drive sales, right, but then those new sales come directly to your server and buy more crap. So don't even tell me that you are somehow giving us value, or you are put out in any way as a result of, us, our property. Now Microsoft's going to come in and go, well, we're going to want 65%. We're going to want 75% of what you make, because it's ours. It's ours. We own it. And to this point, you have a virtual mint, a literal virtual mint on your hands. Those days are over. If I'm a Minecraft server owner now, I'm sweating a little bit, because now you're not going to war with hippy dippy indie developer man Notch in a courtroom. Now you're going to war with Microsoft. And while it is a little bit sad, and you know, it is a little bit sad that the idea of justice, even in the civil realm, the idea of justice comes down to, in certain respects, how much money you have to fight. Because you know who's going to win in court in a prolonged court battle? It's not Hypixel. It's not the creatures. It's not any Minecraft server owner. It's not. You know who's going to win a prolonged court battle? Microsoft. They're going to win. And that is called justice. But is it really? Because at that point, it doesn't matter who's actually right, who's actually just. It's just, well, who has more money to litigate? You or you? In Chicago, the Chicago Cubs, previously owned by the Tribco, the Chicago Tribune Corporation, is in a densely packed north side area, and outside of the old stadium, which doesn't have an upper deck on the outside, there are, I believe, are they 4 stories? I want to say they're 4-story buildings, a row of them down each bordered street, each street that borders the outfield walls. All right. Waveland and Sheffield, I believe. Now, those buildings are right across the street, across a narrow city street from the Chicago Cubs open air stadium. And they, I believe, I don't know when it began, but they built benches and stadium seating on top of their buildings and started charging admission. You want to come watch the Cubs game? Come watch it here, because you'll come sit on our roof and you'll be able to see. And they were actually sued by the Tribune Corporation. And then when Tom Ricketts bought the Cubs, 2010, I want to say, there was a legal battle ensued, and for a while there was a détente between the rooftop owners and the Chicago Cubs, or the owners of the Chicago Cubs. And they said, all right, fine, pay us a little something. Pay us a little something of what you make from ticket revenue, and they sell concessions and all those things. Pay us a little bit, and we won't obstruct your view, and we've got all this contract stuff, okay? And so we have a business here. And I don't think that, personally, I don't think the rooftop owner should have paid anything to the Cubs, because, hey, well, then stop the reflected photons from coming into my balcony. Kiss my ass, you don't like it. Too bad. Build a gigantic damn wall. Good luck getting that through Chicago politics. Good luck building just a gigantic, ugly wall in Wrigleyville and getting that through the local alderman. Good luck. Good luck. But anyway, they have this contract for a while. Tom Ricketts buys a team, and he wants to put up gaudy signs to make money, increase the revenue stream of the Chicago Cubs so they can do more and more and more and more. And the rooftop owner said, "Hi, excuse me. Yeah, no, because we have a contract. We have a contract that you won't obstruct our view. This is our agreement with the Chicago Cubs. You agreed to this agreement when you bought the Cubs. Here we go." And Tom Ricketts just said, No, we're not doing that anymore. We're not. We're just. No, we're not. That whole contract thing that we agreed to doesn't matter anymore. We don't care. And the story in Chicago was, yeah, the rooftop owners collectively, they have a case because they had a contract with the Cubs, and the Cubs just tried to up and change the agreement on them. Like, nah, we forget that part. Screw you. But who had more money to litigate? The Chicago Cubs, owned by billionaire Tom Ricketts and his old man, who has billions more, or the rooftop owners, who are usually probably all independently wealthy, even before you start talking about ticket revenue from selling tickets to Cubs games. But what are you going to do? If you're a rooftop owner, you're going to war with the Chicago Cubs. And Tom Ricketts has way more money to throw at a lawsuit, to extend it out, to pay attorneys, to pay filing fees, witnesses, studies, all this stuff. Way more money than you do. Justice for the rooftop owners became a function of money. And that's, it's sad because it shouldn't be that way. That's the whole idea why we aren't a loser pays society. That's why we're not. I mean, it can be part of your punishment if you're found guilty is to pay. You got to pay the court fees. But just in terms of you file a lawsuit and you lose, you don't have to pay. A lot of people want a loser pays society. Oh, that'll cut down incredibly on frivolous lawsuits, right? It will also prevent people from having no money from suing. Because what you say then is like, well, if you don't have any money, you don't have any standing to sue because you're risking paying for the other guy's stuff. And if you don't have any money, no matter what happens to you, you don't have a case. There you go. That's why we don't have a loser pays society. But still, it's still become a function. Justice has become a function of your wallet size. And while that, again, is sad, it's still a truth. It's still a practical reality. Never mind the fact that Microsoft probably has a legitimate case to say no more of this. No more of these Minecraft servers. No, get them out of here. This is ours now. Yeah, it's nice. You've got your YouTube followings. That's cool. We are fucking Microsoft. We're Microsoft. That's $1 in the swear jar. I'm going to get a swear jar, I think. That'd be good. I'll get a swear jar. I'll get a coin dropping soundbite here. Do I have anything like that? Huh? Nope. That's not it.
He's got AIDS.
No, that's not it either. Okay. Scoozy. All right, I'll do the Scoozy jar. How's that? Scoozy jar. Because the tinking of coins might get a little loud and forceful. So I'll get a swear jar, and that's what we'll do. Because I'm going on a no swear, trying to build a no swear vault of content here, and I don't want to. I'll do something. I don't know. Maybe devote it to charity. I don't know. We'll see. But Microsoft may have a case, and again, $2.5 billion. I don't know when the sale is going to actually be consummated, but it could be good things for Minecraft players at large. Sure, Microsoft may gouge you on DLC and pay-to-win stuff, but it's backed by Microsoft, not some guy whom you don't know. Not, oh, well, you pay us the money in PayPal and it goes through this client plugin written by some other guy and da-da-da-da-da, and you'll get your items. Maybe sometimes there may be problems, this and that. If it's Microsoft, it's backed by Microsoft. Microsoft is selling you a diamond sword. You know it's going to be there, because if Microsoft says, "Hey, we're going to sell you this in-game item," and you buy it, and then it's not there, you go cry to Microsoft, not some nebulous LLC that's based out of somewhere and you don't know anybody, and nothing's going to happen from it. So the pay-to-win model will continue. The question is, will private servers still be allowed to exist? If so, how much will they have to pay? And as a secondary point to that note, no bitching allowed from Minecraft server owners. No, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh, well, the gravy train is coming to an end. And you can't really blame Microsoft because you've been allowed to profit immensely without paying any royalties, without paying any fees to the actual owner of the property that you have been copying and selling to other people. You got nothing. I got nothing else for you. You had a good business model for a while. You made a lot of money. It might come to an end here, or at least it may be stifled significantly here in the coming future. And you don't really have much to say, I don't think. And also, it may actually be a good thing for Minecraft players. Having transactions, servers, pay-to-win models backed by Microsoft instead of a loose connection of what some might call charlatans and thieves. Now it's Microsoft. A different collection of charlatans and thieves, to be sure. Microsoft, a collection of charlatans and thieves, but they are a publicly traded collection of charlatans and thieves, not veiled by the protections of LLCs based out of Nicaragua, or wherever all these people are based out of, or wherever they all try to tell everybody they're based out of. No, this is Microsoft, not a, what are you, nebulous group of cloaked villains with your wax mustaches, mustachioed villains. So Minecraft and Mojang sold to Microsoft $2.5 billion. And in sports news, we've been talking a lot about the NFL. A lot of people have liked it. And this story broke on Friday. I was not able to cover it because I usually don't do lefty shows on Friday. I usually take that day. If I do 4 shows, usually during the week, I don't do Friday show. Adrian Peterson was indicted. Adrian Peterson of the Minnesota Vikings was indicted on child abuse. Intentional and reckless infliction of injury to a child in the state of Texas. That means a grand jury was convened, and Adrian Peterson, it was reported, had actually testified twice before the grand jury that was convened, and they still came down with an indictment for an incident in which Peterson used a switch, which is a thin tree branch, I believe. Used a switch to repeatedly whip his 4-year-old child. Okay? His 4-year-old child. And I'll try to throw a link to this Deadspin article in the description of the YouTube video. YouTube.com/LeftyOX is where you can find that. If you scroll down in this Deadspin article, there are pictures obtained by reporter Nick Wright that were attached to the evidence in this case, showing the bruising and scabbing on a 4-year-old from the switch. That it's the images. They're not gruesome. They are. How do I say this? It's not that they're gruesome photos, but they're moving photos when you realize that this is a 4-year-old, child. Now, a lot of people have been talking about from the very beginning here, talking about how this is unacceptable, not just from the NFL standpoint, and what a week for the NFL. Ray Rice, Greg Hardy, Ray McDonald, Roger Goodell, an embattled commissioner, and now Adrian Peterson. Because Ray Rice, Greg Hardy, Ray McDonald, they are NFL players of some repute, but not of the stature at all of Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is, in some respects, one of the faces of the NFL. When you think the NFL, when you think great players in the NFL, when you think iconic players of the NFL, you think Adrian Peterson. And now Adrian Peterson indicted on child injury charges, which is under the umbrella of domestic violence. Because what is intentional infliction of injury to a child? What is that if not violence that is domesticated? It happens at home. You're responsible for the well-being of this thing, and then you beat it and whip it and whoop it until it's bleeding and scabbing and bruised and all those things. Now, a lot of people are saying, condemning Adrian Peterson and condemning corporal punishment as a whole. This is an anachronism. It's from a bygone era. It doesn't belong here anymore. No more. Study after study after study has shown you want to create a criminal, you hit them at home. And this has caused many other people to say, well, I was hit and I turned out okay. And no, you're probably not okay. And I want to say that now. If you're one of those people that say, well, then my parents should be on trial because they beat the crap out of me and look at me and I'm okay. No, you're probably not okay. And the fact that you would say I'm okay is probably why you're not okay. Everybody's not okay. Everybody. It's just a spectrum. It's not a binary yes or no, okay or not okay. It's just where are you on the spectrum? You're probably a little bit messed up. Probably from your parents whipping you. You probably have some issue. I don't know what it is, but you've got something. Whether you're aware of it, I'm not sure. Maybe you're aware of it. Maybe you consciously try to like pretend it's not there. Like, oh, no, that's not a thing. I don't know. But odds are you've got something a little bit wrong with you. Most likely because of that physical punishment. The question then becomes, because listen, when you say everybody's a little bit messed up, when you say everybody's a little bit messed up, you're just somewhere along the spectrum, then being messed up ceases to have that stigma about it. The question isn't, are you messed up? The question is now, well, how messed up are you? You know, do you have some weird quirk in your relationships? Do you have some, what would be considered odd, not illegal, but odd sexual proclivity as a result of physical violence enacted upon you? Or, yeah, okay. All right, so you like to wear women's panties now. Okay. So what? I don't care. Go do what you do. If that disciplined you, if that showed you, hey, this isn't right, but then caused something else on the other side of your brain to go, and now you do something else that's kind of weird. All right, well, what's that weird thing? It's not a black and white. You should never hit your child. Just like it isn't black and white, you should never raise your hand to a woman, because then you're telling victims of domestic violence, don't ever defend yourself. And yes, men are victims of domestic violence a lot of the time. Some estimates put it at 800,000 yearly. But we don't like to talk about that because you can't raise your hand towards a woman. So the question is not whether you use violence to discipline your child. Because whether it be violence or the threat of violence, that can be used as an effective tool to discipline without necessarily adverse consequences or severely adverse consequences. The question is, well, how much violence do you use? And again, to everybody, you should never hit your child. Well, that's absolutist and doesn't make a lot of sense, because corporal punishment has been part of our society for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. Parents have been allowed to discipline their children with violence. And society's still here, isn't it? Those people who were beaten by their fathers with belts or their mothers with broom handles grew up to be the same mathematicians that figured out the Apollo space program. They turned out to be the guys at Bell Labs. They turned out to be the blue-collar workers who provided a stable base for middle America. They're not all now, we're not a band of thieves. There are people with some weird stuff, yeah. But to say, well, when you use violence to discipline your child, you make them a criminal. You make them a bad member of our society. Well, look around. How many bad members of society were physically disciplined as children? Probably many people who are just good, honest, hardworking folk now, who work a job or do this or that, and they just want to pay their taxes, pay their rent, pay their bills, and go on about their lives. So to say absolutely that is completely unacceptable to physically discipline a child, I got to disagree. However, I draw the line at drawing blood from a 4-year-old. A 4-year-old. I draw the line. That's way past the line. It's not even like, AP, you shouldn't have done that. No, this was AP who took a stick to a 4-year-old and was drawing blood and texting his mother saying, you may be mad at me because I'm getting really good with it, and I started hitting his balls, and he may be in some severe discomfort and bleeding and bruising from it. That is wrong. You can still have, hey, it's okay to physically discipline a child, to restrain them, to pick them up by a collar and say, listen, you little bastard. To do that, to instill the fear of God. Because to them, you are God. To instill the fear, to make them do what you want, which may be a bad way to do it, but it's still. You can still have that and still have it not be okay to draw blood from a 4-year-old with a stick. That's not okay. No. And it's to the and Peterson admitted to this, that he was texting the child's mother, because it was the child's mother who reported it. He was texting the child's mother. Now you are going to be upset when you see what I did to our 4-year-old. But this and that and the other thing, I'm getting really good at beating him with a stick. So don't be mad at me because I'm just good at hitting him with things. This is the same guy, mind you. First of all, listen, somebody needs to tell Adrian Peterson to stop having kids. At some point, the government needs to step in and say, listen, we are going to sterilize you, because now I think he's up to 11. Just a year ago, it was 8 or 9 when he lost one. Damn it. All right, well, new one. All by, I believe, by many, many, many different mothers. Somebody's going to stop having kids. I don't care how much you have. I don't care how much money you have. You're just going around planting your seed and then running around and running away. I don't care if you support the child. It's not about supporting the child. It's about being a father. You don't want to be a father. You just don't want to wear a rubber. So now we are going to chemically castrate you or chemically sterilize you. You're just sterile now. Now you don't have to wear a rubber anymore, but we don't have to worry about you running around creating a bunch of fatherless children to run around and do whatever they do. Because physically what do you think the crime rate is between physically disciplining and a fatherless child? A fatherless, what does that do? Is it even on par in terms of the psychological damage? But this was a guy, Adrian Peterson, who last year lost a child to physical violence. The live-in father, the stepfather of his child, beat his child to death in an effort to punish him. Now clearly Adrian Peterson didn't learn anything, because he's still beating physically his 4-year-old. You've got to be done in the NFL, right? I mean, Ray Rice suspended indefinitely from the NFL. The NFL tried to say it was because Ray Rice lied about what happened. Bullcrap. It was just the what actually happened became public, and the NFL had to pull the ripcord and say, that's it. I got nothing for you. You got to suspend Adrian Peterson from the NFL, right? Indicted on these charges. These things happened. These pictures are real. I mean, what else you need? You got to get rid of him. You've got to get rid of him. He cannot play. Now, the Vikings have said, after deactivating him for last week, he is going to practice this week and play. He is going to step onto an NFL field. Adrian Peterson, who did that to a 4-year-old and who has admitted to it and testified before the grand jury saying yes, and then was indicted and showed up to prison and posted bail. And why is he in the NFL still? Because now he's really good. That's the problem. Greg Hardy, Ray Rice, Ray McDonald, and they're NFL starters, but they're not Adrian Peterson. Now Adrian Peterson is one of the most prolific running backs in NFL history, and he's a child abuser, a violent child abuser. Does Roger Goodell have the gonads, the balls? Does he have the balls to suspend, to give Adrian Peterson a punishment commensurate with Ray Rice? Because if you'll remember, Ray Rice wasn't prosecuted for his crime either. Ray Rice was put into a diversionary program with the promise made that if he completed the program, there would be no further prosecution, due process, and the charges might even be expunged. Ray Rice didn't even have a trial. He wasn't convicted of anything. He pled. He said, oh, yeah, okay, put me in the diversionary program. I'll plead to it. Adrian Peterson has pretty much done the same. pleading to what happened. Yeah, I did it. Yep, this is it. Do we have now again? If you want to make everything hinge on a court proceeding, you want to have everything hinge on that. Once he has his day in court, once he either is convicted of the crime or pleads to some charge, then we go ahead with our punishment. Well, okay. And I can see the practicality of that. I can see the practicality of let's wait for his legal due process, because then we'll get to see. Because if the charges are dropped, if he's acquitted and it's just, oh no, we were wrong about this, but then you've punished him already for the NFL on the NFL side, well, what the hell? All right, that makes sense. I can get behind that. So but still, when Adrian Peterson pleads to something, he's got to be out of the NFL. Suspended indefinitely, right? He's got to be. When that happens, if that's where you're going to draw the line at criminal proceeding, once he pleads to something, then we go get him. Well, he's going to plead to something probably in short order, because he's already been indicted, out on bail or out on bond. There's going to be a point at which he's probably not going to fight it and go to trial. He's just going to say, yeah, I did it. Give me something lesser. All right. Then view the NFL. He's got to be gone. No more Adrian Peterson. The video of Ray Rice knocking out Janae Palmer is on par with the pictures of the injuries inflicted on a 4-year-old by Adrian Peterson. And if you're going to suspend one indefinitely from the NFL after criminal proceedings, then you have to suspend the other. And shame on the Vikings. And shame on the Vikings for trying to hide behind due process. For trying to hide behind, well, we don't know. We're not sure. Let's let due process play out. Because if that's the case, then why did you deactivate him last week? Why? He shouldn't have been deactivated. Stick to your guns. Give me some consistency. Because when I don't see consistency, then I have to assume, oh, well, you're just saying due process, but it's really anything. You're grasping at anything to make this okay. Because, well, you suck at football and Adrian Peterson makes you a little bit better at football. Just say that. Say, well, we're going to wait to see what happens criminally. And also we kind of suck at football and AP makes us better at football. We'll get rid of them once the criminal proceedings are done, but we need to win a few games and sell some tickets and concessions and beer and whatnot. All right, tell me that. Let's do some news. We got some news to talk. A lot of good stuff in the news to talk about today. Man convicted of murder dares judge to give him the death penalty. This is from Gawker. A Florida man convicted of murdering 2 people reportedly dared a judge to sentence him to death, claiming he doesn't believe that the Supreme Court would actually allow an innocent man to die. According to NBC Miami, a jury convicted 25-year-old James Herard in May over a string of Dunkin' Donuts robberies that left 2 people dead. Herard was ultimately found guilty on 18 of 19 charges, including felony murder, and the jury issued a non-binding recommendation for the death penalty. This is from, according to NBC, this is what Herard had to say. Honestly and truly, I'm not asking you to spare me, James Herard said in Broward County courtroom on Friday. Go ahead and do what you're going to do. I pretty much dare you to give me the death sentence because I'm innocent. I'm actually hoping you give me the death penalty because I know the Supreme Court won't allow me to die for something I didn't commit. And this comes on the heel of a study done that shows that 4% of death row inmates should be exonerated. A new study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences uses statistical techniques to estimate that 1 in every 25 death row inmates in America would be exonerated given enough time and attention. So here's this guy saying, all right, you got me, fine. Put me to death. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Doubling down on death. That's a good movie title. Hell, an album title. Maybe an album, like a dual release album movie. I like it. Here's my problem. I'm against the death penalty in general because because of if there is ever one innocent person put to death by the state, by the government, as a result of due process, trial by a jury of your peers, this or that, if there is a single person an innocent person put to death, the entire system is folly. It's just folly. It's nothing. It's a farce. If you are going to exact the ultimate punishment, depriving of life, prison is a deprivation of liberty. Death is a deprivation of life. We are going to take your life from you. Where it goes, I don't know. But we are going to take your consciousness, or more better described, we are going to make your consciousness end. We are going to end it. And we're going to put you on trial. And you're going to have your chance to defend yourself. But these are the stakes. The stakes are the absolute end of your consciousness, not suspension of your consciousness, not like Demolition Man. We're going to put you in suspended animation. No, we are just going to end your consciousness. That's it. That's all. Forever. 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 You can't have one innocent person put through that. It can't happen. It cannot ever happen. And it has. There's no doubt that it has. You know why? Because our justice system isn't perfect. We're humans. We screw things up. We lie. We cheat. We do all these things. We don't have the power of omniscience. We don't have it. So there is no doubt that at least one innocent person has been put to death, and that's wrong. You can't have that. If there was a way to ensure that only 100% without a shadow of a doubt guilty people would be put to death, all right, but there's no way to do that. And it's troubling to me because I read the story recently of Ray Caruth, NFL wide receiver, as a result of everybody talking about Ray Rice and the NFL's domestic violence problem. What Ray Caruth did, and I urge you all to look it up on your own. R-A-E is how you spell Ray. He was a first-round draft pick in the 90s out of Colorado, I want to say, by the Panthers. And he had a girlfriend who was well into her pregnancy in the last trimester. And Caruth wanted her to have an abortion. She wouldn't do it. So instead of multi-million-dollar athlete Ray Caruth, instead of saying, all right, well, I'll just support the child, it'll hurt a little bit, but I'm still going to be a millionaire. Instead of that, Ray Caruth decides to try to hire a hitman. So on one night, he convinces his girlfriend to follow him in her car. He in his car, her in hers, in the back roads of, I believe, North Carolina. And Caruth suddenly stops, and his girlfriend stops behind him. Then a third car pulls up alongside his girlfriend's car, and a person in the passenger seat empties handgun rounds into the girl. And Caruth and the assailant's car speed off. Now, the woman falls into a coma, doesn't die at the scene. Neither does the unborn child. The unborn child is saved via emergency C-section, though there's a bullet lodged in its spine. The girlfriend is in a coma. Ray Caruth is immediately arrested and released on $3 million bail. Posts $3 million in bail. Posts it. And he's out. And he's told, hey, if either one of these die, if the child dies or the girlfriend dies, you have to come back. Well, the girlfriend dies eventually, and he skips out on the bond, runs away. He's a fugitive from justice now. The Carolina Panthers did not cut him from their roster. until the day after he was found, until the day after the manhunt for Ray Carruth ended, was when finally the Panthers said, oh, okay. So, well, first of all, the NFL doesn't care about you. The NFL, the teams, they don't care about you, and they don't care what their players do to you. We'll cover that in a different show. But my consternation is that Ray Carruth just didn't want his girlfriend, Ray Carruth, multi-million-dollar athlete, just didn't want his girlfriend to have a child. He wanted her to abort it. She said no. His answer to that was, I'm going to hire a hitman to brutally murder you. That's his answer. That was Ray Carruth's answer to that problem. That's a person that you just removed from society. Ray Carruth is going to be released soon. 2017 or 2018. Ray Carruth is going to be paroled. The driver of the car, of the shooter's car that night, was released in 2011. The shooter, I believe, is serving at least 40 years. He's going to die in prison. Ray Carruth figuratively pulled the trigger in that horrible scenario, and he's going to be set walking. He's going to outwalk. Here you go. Okay, go ahead. You are, quote, rehabilitated. That's a broken human. That's a human that that death penalty sounds pretty good, because you're just you are a nothing. You shouldn't be a thing. You should have no free. If that's your answer to my girlfriend is pregnant and I want her to get an abortion, but she won't. If your answer to that scenario is, ding, that's a light bulb. Ding, I'll hire a hitman to brutally murder her in a backroads shootout. Yeah, that's how I want to. Paid $50,000, $50,000. $50,000 for the life of two people. And Carruth is going to be put out. So that's my problem. That, if you can't possibly guarantee that 100% of the people that you put to death under the death penalty system are guilty. You can't possibly prove that. So you shouldn't have a death penalty at all. But Ray Carruth and people like Ray Carruth, even people that do worse, are still really bad people and probably shouldn't be a member of our society. Life prison? Should we be more freewheeling with life in prison? Like, oh, yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, there we go. I don't know. Somebody let me know. Tweet me. Let me know in the comments. In another story, Urban Outfitters, this is also from Gawker, sells a vintage blood-splattered Kent State sweatshirt. In a strident display of bad taste, Urban Outfitters was selling a $130 vintage Kent State sweatshirt with fake blood splatter this weekend as an apparent homage to the 1970 shooting that left 4 dead. The sweatshirt is now listed as sold out in Urban Outfitters' online store. The shirt appears to have been one-off sale, the site imploring customers, "We only have one, so get it or regret it." As people discovered, the shirt appears to have gone up for sale on eBay for $550. The auction ended earlier this morning with 0 bids. And Urban Outfitters has issued the following statement. Urban Outfitters sincerely apologizes for any offense our vintage Kent State sweatshirt may have caused. It was never our intention to allude to the tragic events that took place at Kent State in 1970, and we are extremely saddened that this item was perceived as such. That's what kind of apology? We're sorry you misinterpreted this, you idiots. The one-of-a-kind item was purchased as part of our sun-faded vintage collection. There is no blood on this shirt, nor has this item been altered in any way. The red stains are discoloration from the original shade of the shirt, and the holes are from natural wear and fray. Again, we deeply regret that this item was perceived negatively, and we have removed it immediately from our website to avoid further upset. Which is just bullcrap. I mean, what the hell? Duh. Kent State University, there was a mass shooting there, one of the worst ever, very tragic. And Urban Outfitters very clearly just, trying to poke fun at it. And you see a picture of the shirt. It's duh. Of course that's what you were doing. My outrage isn't necessarily reserved. I'm more outraged. I mean, I'm outraged at the gall of these people to one, do it, and then two, try to lie about what it was. Isn't that something you just come clean and go, yep, you got us, our bad. We thought it would be kind of funny. It's been 40 years. You know, we thought it could be something. No, it was in poor taste. Very poor taste, and we apologize to those who accept it. We'll never do anything like it again. Don't you just do that? Instead, you try to concoct some BS story about kiss my ass. You people misinterpreted it. It's wrong. Yeah, sure. Sure thing. I'm more outraged at this. Why in the hell would anybody pay $130 for a sweatshirt? What do you... Seriously. If you would honestly go out and pay $130 for a sweatshirt, you're right up there. You and Ray Carruth are going on the list. You're going on the get them out of society list. Why would you pay $130 for a sweatshirt with holes in it? All right, I get, it's cashmere. It's the finest silk Corinthian leather. Okay. Brand new, hottest style. I understand it. Right? It's expertly tailored, expertly made, handmade, all this crap. All right, fine. $130 plus, go for it. Have fun. You're paying $130 for a sun-faded sweatshirt with holes in it in a vintage style? What? People should be outraged more at that there are people willing to pay that much money for this kind of crap. And there's only one of them, so I got to have it. Yeah, it's one piece of, it's one turd, okay? The turds I deposit in the toilet are one of a kind. You don't see people lining up to pay big money for them like, oh, it's vintage, one of a kind. Yeah, only, two of them like I've ever made. Nobody does that. Why? Because it's crap. But Urban Outfitters, which, don't let the name fool you, is just for rich, affluent white people so that they can feel like they're, roughing it, a la Mark Twain. It's urban. Ooh, you're urban. No, it's for whitey. It's a white people thing. That's look at me being urban. Why in the name of hell anybody would ever pay $130 for a frayed sweatshirt with holes in it? And again, getting back to that's on top of, come on, when you're busted doing something like that, don't you just say it? Don't you just say, oh yeah, all right, it was in poor taste. You got me. I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be kind of, I'm Urban Outfitters. I'm not a comedian, but we thought it would be funny, nostalgic. It was, I don't know. It was just a bad move by us, and we're sorry that it ever happened, and we are sorry for anybody affected by this, and we will gladly pay back to get the shirt back and destroy it to whoever bought it. We'll gladly get rid of it. We just that shouldn't have ever happened. Our bad. Don't you say that? But now you get, it was red and faded and it just looks like blood stains on the shirt. But really, that's just the original color, and it was faded so that it just, hamina. Nobody can just, damn it. You got me. My bad. All right, let's bring it home. Another great episode of The Lefty Show. I thank you all for joining. I had a great time putting on the show for you. I hope you had a great time listening. Thank you to everybody for watching, liking, favoriting, subscribing on YouTube. YouTube.com/LeftyOX is where you can find the show in its YouTube formation, as well as gaming, content, and vlogs. YouTube.com/LeftyOX. Thank you to everybody that's been sharing the show with friends, family, and co-workers. It helps the show grow. Try it out for yourself. You can get the show wherever you get your podcast for your PC, mobile device, or tablet, Android, iOS, it doesn't matter. Search The Lefty Show wherever you get your podcast. You'll be sure to find us there. Thank you to everybody that's been donating. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions, where you can go to help out the show. Thank you to everybody that's been following me on Twitter. @Lefty643 is where you can go to do that. Stay up to date on all the latest and greatest Lefty Show news. Anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time. I'm out. Bye.
He's got AIDS.